I want to add to something to what I was just talking about in my last video. I was talking about some of the, like, I guess, Republican lawmakers' like views on abortion and stuff. So I was in it's kind of a funny story because I'm so like pro-abortion compared to like obviously a lot of people, because I do believe it just reincarnates somewhere else. And so when you believe it just reincarnates somewhere else, you believe that the human life, yeah, it's like an opportunity and an experience, and when we have it, we sort of become so invested in our stories, and the emotional attachments mean something to you and there's a lot of worth there. But that if you haven't gained consciousness yet, per se, then you're just not somebody yet, because, after you're born, you start like living your story, and then it means something to you, and then it would mean something to lose it. But if you're not born yet, you haven't even met your parents yet, like, you could just be born somewhere else and you won't even remember the time that it almost happened, because that doesn't mean anything to you. So what I wanted to say is so funny. Not really funny, I don't know. Basically, I didn't know anything about like the concept of what abortion was, like, as a kid. Obviously, I mean, not obviously, I don't know, maybe some kids like learn and they know what that is. My parents did not tell me. So you want to know a funny story? I was in Girl Scouts in middle school, maybe like the first year of high school, but like, and again, I still did not really know what that was, like, because, well, I was obviously not like, okay, not obviously, but like, I know some people are, some people are not. I was not like, I didn't like lose my virginity till I was like, obviously, well, not obviously, okay, I'm not like, I don't know, it's weird to talk about, because it's like, I don't know what I would suggest other people would do in their lives, but I was just already an adult, so I didn't need to know about that concept, I guess, because of like where I come from. But like, had I needed to know, I'm sure I would have known. But like, so I'm not like against other people's experience, because I know people have like different coming of age stories and ages and whatever. But for me, I did not really know what that was, because I just didn't need to know yet. So I don't know. I mean, yeah, I had like health class, so I think they like sort of like glossed over what it was. They were like, oh yeah, this is like a thing that happens sometimes, like, but that's kind of it. They didn't really like go into it. I don't know. But yeah. So I don't think I knew what abortion necessarily was, like, in middle school and high school. Well, definitely not in middle school, because the story is funny, okay? I don't know if it's funny. So yeah, basically what happened, I was in Girl Scouts in middle school, and so this girl brought, basically, if you're in Girl Scouts, like with the younger girls, they kind of have like a more of a plan, and it's like, oh, like, here's the structure that we like do for this group activity once a week, right? If you're one of the like older girls, like middle school, high school, um they have like sort of this open-ended, like, you can bring in a project that you're currently working on, if it's with your church or with your school, if you think it would be fun for everybody, like if you want to bring in a project the whole class can work on, kind of thing, right? Especially if it's volunteer. Especially if you know anybody from your church that like needs help with a project, you can bring that project to your Girl Scout troop, and everybody gets a part of the project to work on. So this girl, I think it was maybe with her church or something, but there was this organization, I don't know what they call it, just the opposite of like Planned Parenthood, I guess, I don't know, or whatever that is, right? Or I don't know exactly where it was coming from, but there was this project where they had to make anti-abortion advertisements. guess what they were? It was like a PowerPoint presentation, but in the form of a YouTube video, where there was like an image on the screen, and then you had to, it was like kind of like a voice acting like job, but like for free. So like I wasn't getting paid for it, but I was a part of it too. Like it was probably like 5 or 6 girls. We all had to like read this paragraph. Like each of us would like go like one line at a time of this paragraph on like this girl's MacBook. We like recorded it. I think there was like a microphone. Like we had the most intricate setup. Of course, I was just excited because I always wanted to do music. So I was like, I can't believe I get to like use my voice for something. And everybody was telling me like, this is such a good cause. Like this is so important. Like I was like, I don't know what this is, but they're like, just read the script. Like this is such a good cause. Like this is like making you a good person. Like everybody here, like you guys are all like really good people because this happened. So we had to read the script for these like anti-abortion like advertisements, or like the company that needed those or said they needed those, they were planning they were planning to like invite women who were pregnant to like watch this presentation. Like they were just gonna invite them to all like every time that like I guess the church like meets somebody who's pregnant, they were planning to like force them to watch this advertisement to like try to convince them to like keep the kid. But like it was weird. Oh, I know I'm laughing, but like I feel like I'm convincing sometimes, and so I hope I didn't like convince anybody to keep their kid they didn't want. Like I don't know, did anybody go to their church like in Florida to try to find out what they should do because they were pregnant, and then they heard my voice be like, you're like reading the script, like we had to read it like, your baby is now the size of an avocado. Like that sounds so convincing. I'm sorry. Like hopefully everybody had free will and intelligence and like the autonomy to make their own decision, even if it was my voice trying to convince you, because I didn't know what that was. They would just like read this and it said your baby is the size of an avocado, and then somebody else does the rest of it, like the project, you know. They wanted like children's voices when I was in middle school to do that. And then somebody else reads, your baby is now the size of an apple or something. Now the size of a banana. Like and then it went on for so long. It was like hours we were there doing it, or it was like we did it like once a week, but it was literally taking like hours. Like the next week we would start like reading the same script again because they needed like as much footage as possible for this. But like you know, you don't just read it one time. It's like after like the last person goes, like then they restart and it's like your turn again. So you were probably reading like, if you were doing it, you would have been reading like, I don't know, 10 paragraphs in like a day, and then next week you have to do it again so they can like make their advertisement like perfect. But it's weird. I don't think my parents were ever like, because my parents were like not anti-abortion. They didn't abort me, but like I don't know what they were. They were very like I feel like they had always been very like gray area, like I don't know, they wanted to not upset people in like politics. They were like, both sides are wrong, like both sides are like a little bit right but like mostly wrong, something like that. They were like, we don't want to ever tell you politically like what you should or shouldn't do. But nobody was like, do you know what the anti-abortion ad is for? Like everyone was just like, you're such a good person. Like like just adults from like the like everybody's parents, like everybody's mom and dad, to all the kids were like, you're such a good person, to everybody. Like you're helping the church so much. Like oh, so you have free will. It's not my fault if you decided because I told you it was the size of an apple that like you had to keep it. Hopefully that's not why, but like there's very good chances that like somebody kept it because of that. So if you were like in Florida and your church, yeah, decided to use my voice to like force you to keep it, like, good luck. I don't know. Hopefully your kid turned out great. Like, I really don't know. But again, my personal belief is that it just reincarnates if it dies, if it's unborn and stuff, and it just goes to another family who's gonna love it, and that you don't have to be the one who keeps it because somebody else will. So yeah, anyway, I just laugh about the story because, like, I can't believe that nobody really explained it to me, or nobody was like, it's political, you know? Like, I don't know why I didn't know anything. I cared about so many other things. Like, I was busy writing like poetry, writing songs. Like, I was watching movies, I was doing normal kid stuff. I was not worried about somebody else's abortion, which is why it's more weird that I guess I was used for that, but like, I wasn't so educated on the topic that I was like, no, I can't do that. Like, I don't know, but I love you guys.